welcome back to the comment section. So obviously, I talk a lot about our brand into a whole new stratosphere of woke confusion. And I'm concerned about women, I'm concerned about feminism, I'm concerned about the growing gender divide. But before we get into today's episode, make sure you like this video. Before we dive into this episode though, make sure that you like this video if you have not already. If you've not already.
Brett Cooper has a clone! What's up, bears? Ever since I was a child, I've always dreamed of having a platform to share my views and unapologetically tell the truth. I've always admired people who do so, but there was one channel in particular that caught my eye, and that was none other than the comment section with Brett Cooper. Although her channel started 2 years after mine, Brett has been an inspiration to me for quite a while now, which is why this whole controversy sparked my attention in the first place. Oh my gosh, you guys, Brett has been replaced and seemingly backstabbed by her best friend and the Daily Wire. Want to hear the full story about Brett's resignation from the Daily Wire? Right before we jump into this video, did you know that you can beat shadow banning by hitting that notification bell? That's right! So if you haven't already, subscribe and hit that notification bell in the face so you'll be notified at any time I upload. Oh, and like this video, like this video, like this video, and it's go time! Yep, it happened, guys. No, this is not a drill. As you guys may already know, Brett has been replaced. Brett is no longer working with Daily Wire, and neither is she the host of the comment section. It all started a few months ago when Brett's best friend Reagan started appearing on the comment section.
Welcome back to the comment section. I am producer Reagan.
Surprise, motherfucker.
I am filling in for Brett today and guest hosting the show, and don't worry, Brett will be back on Monday.
She was there to fill in for Brett temporarily, and once this happened, people immediately took notice. Everyone saw that Reagan and Brett's mannerisms were scarily similar. Reagan's tone of voice, her gestures, the way she moved, and the way she dressed was all eerily similar to Brett. Pretty weird, right? Now I know some of you are gonna say I'm the pot calling the kettle black, because my first 3 videos were parodying someone else.
Imagine my surprise, right?
Imagine my surprise, right?
But this isn't like a 6th grader dressing up as their idol or anything. No. Reagan Conrad is a 28-year-old adult woman. She was a producer on the show.
I'm normally the one sitting over there in the chair, but Bobby is filling in for me today, and I am sitting in this chair.
There were also some theories going around that she took acting lessons to really nail Brett's mannerisms. But as an actress, I can say that wouldn't be necessary. Every acting coach will tell you to keep your gestures up. At the most, she was told to do more with her hands. You don't need Stella Adler for that.
You do not act words, and you do not act this. You act with your soul, and you don't have that soul yet.
But anyway, nobody really knew what was going on, so that wasn't actually enough to get people hanging on the edge of their seats. Yet. And then they just kept pushing onward with the awkward replacements. As time passed, there was less of Brett and more of Reagan. And to their surprise, Reagan's videos took off. Like a Led Zeppelin.
This is terrible. This is one of the worst catastrophes in the world.
For a channel with 4.2 million subscribers, the views were looking rough, to say the least. And just like that awful live-action Snow White trailer, the like-to-dislike ratio was horrendous. They were losing a lot of subs, too, as you'd expect, right? I mean, we subscribed to the comment section with Brett Cooper, not to the comment section without Brett Cooper. So having Reagan be so heavily focused upon turned more than a few heads. So people started making theories that Brett was being slowly pushed out of the Daily Wire to be replaced by Reagan.
Dude, I think the Daily Wire might be about to collapse. My buddy James just got a scoop from an inside source that Brett Cooper is getting pushed out of the Daily Wire, and there's this whole crazy contract thing. And I just got word from a source at the Daily Wire that Brett is not the only big name that is on the way out.
But you know, did any of that actually happen? Oh, actually, yes, it did. So apparently she wasn't fired from the Daily Wire, it was her own choice to go. This was shocking for many, and we were devastated to see her go. Of course, it wouldn't be the same anymore without her, but this was her choice, right?
Hey guys, some of you have heard the rumors online, and the rumors are mostly true. Today, December 10th, will be my last day hosting the comment section and working for the Daily Wire. It is not true that I am being forced out. It was my own choice to leave. And believe me, this is bittersweet.
Bittersweet indeed. We're sad to see Brett go, but we're excited to see her take the next step in her journey. Brett's an amazing talent, both as a personality and as an actress. It's been a pleasure to see her bring the comment section to life these last 3 years. and her performance in the Pendragon cycle is sensational. I'm certain that whatever Brett creates next will be filled with the same joy and laughter and heart that she's brought to all of her work at the Daily Wire. And we wish her nothing but the best.
So it's the bittersweet truth. Brett chose to leave the Daily Wire. But here's something else that caught my eye. Brett Cooper is wearing a blue sweater. Why is that relevant? I'm glad you asked. On TikTok, fans were telling Brett to wear a blue sweater if she was subject to an NDA and couldn't be completely transparent because of it. So while this all could have been a coincidence, there's also the possibility that she's not really able to say everything on her mind right now. I'll also say Jeremy Boring didn't seem exactly genuine in this announcement, but that might be just another big placebo effect. Now, here's where all the real drama starts, okay? So, Brett Cooper and Reagan Conrad were best friends before all of this happened. They had many pictures together, they followed each other on Instagram, and Reagan was even Brett's maid of honor at her wedding. They were locked in. But then, after all this happened, Brett unfollowed Reagan, the Daily Wire, and Jeremy Boring on Instagram. She also deleted all the pictures she had with Reagan. So, is this not enough to go off of completely? Well, I'll say you don't randomly just unfollow and delete all the pictures you had with this person that was even your maid of honor at their wedding, unless there's some sort of bad blood between you. So, people theorize that Reagan chose to betray Brett for fame and fortune. But that's not all that happened. In fact, it's only the beginning. A comment stated, "No matter how many acting classes you take and watch Brett's old videos, you'll never be Brett. It's sad that you just took the money and snubbed your best friend. I hope the money was worth your friendship with Brett. You lost a good one." And Brett Cooper's mom herself, Mama Cooper, liked it. Moms never hold back. And I know for a fact that when a mom knows a friend is fake, she means business. Brett also gave a speech at the Arizona Turning Point USA event almost immediately after leaving the Daily Wire.
As I navigate life, I have had to learn that individual friends come and go, politicians will come and go, people will disappoint you, and sometimes alliances shift. The figures that I once trusted might fall short. Everyone goes through this, it's not just me.
But what's the difference between Brett and the shots in the speech? We know for sure that the shots were fired. So she was talking about not being bullied into silence, and that sometimes people disappoint you, and that alliances shift, and how she overcame people that let her down and backstabbed her, and that none of it defines us. Now, she could have been talking about Reagan or the Daily Wire, or both, or neither. So far, Reagan hasn't really had the chance to say anything of importance about this situation, but oh boy, her cousin has. Brett Cooper wasn't the only one that fired shots. Reagan's cousin called out Brett for sitting back and watching Reagan's life become a mess.
Over the past week or so, I have watched the internet completely rip my cousin to shreds over something that is the furthest thing from her fault, and I've watched the one person who should have been in her corner and could have changed the narrative sit back and stay completely silent. So I, for one, am not going to stay silent, and I'm about to tell you exactly what happened. I'm Ri Conrad, and my cousin is Reagan Conrad, who works for the Daily Wire and is the current host of the comments section on YouTube. The previous host was Brett Cooper. If you're unaware, the internet, especially Brett Cooper stans, have been up in arms over the fact that Brett Cooper recently decided to leave. There's been a lot of speculation over what happened, why did Brett leave? The speculation unfortunately turned into rumors, and then the rumors were taken and ran with. And then my cousin just began to get hated on, and it's actually crazy the things that people are saying. And I want to set the record straight because unfortunately, while Reagan and Brett were best friends, Brett has just sat back and watched this happen to Reagan, and in fact, she removed all of her posts with Reagan on Instagram and eventually unfollowed her too, which obviously made the internet even more skeptical of Reagan. And it's just plain wrong, because Reagan has done absolutely nothing but support Brett her entire career at the Daily Wire so far.
So obviously most of us, if not all, called cap. I don't know if this is her making stuff up to defend Reagan, or if Reagan filled her mind with these ideas. But even if any of this were true, Brett wouldn't be able to say anything anyway. She has an NDA, what else do you expect? If the Daily Wire really did fire Brett, then what were they thinking? They already know what happens when they do that from Candace Owens.
I gotta tell you, when I found out that my show was canceled, I was really sad. Then I remembered, wait a minute, I am Candace. I am the show. These are my people. You can't cancel Candace, and nobody knows that better than my great friend and colleague, Ben Shapiro. I'll see you guys next time.
Now, at the end of the day, these are all theories and speculations, but I'll say it's a really telling amount of clues that we've uncovered. As a big fan of Brett Cooper, I don't see any point in the comment section without Brett Cooper. Brett has started a new channel, and I'll link that in the description below. And I am so excited to see Brett walk into this new chapter of her life, and I am truly wishing her the best. Brett, you are an amazing soul and an incredible inspiration to young people who are afraid to speak their minds. And you have encouraged so many of them to do so. We are all very proud of you for everything you've done on Daily Wire and what you'll go on to do on your own.
So because of the fact that this video is taking such a long time to make, new things are popping up that I wasn't even aware of. But don't worry, there will be a follow-up with the more recent updates.
Phew, that was a lot to take in. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say in the comments section. Just a quick note, I'm trying to monetize my second channel, so there'll be a link to it in the description below. Right now, it's mostly shorts. In fact, you'll see some shorts on this channel as well, but that's just to keep the engagement going. I put a lot of love and care into my videos, so it takes a while to make them. Uploading these shorts basically just tells YouTube that I'm still alive. So don't worry, I promise not to overwhelm you with all these shorts, I'm just trying not to lose engagement. I need 4,000 watch hours. And remember, stay awesome, stay positive, I love y'all, and I'll see you in the next video.